Let's be clear, though. Islam is not our adversary. Muslims are peaceful and tolerant people and have nothing whatsoever to do with terrorism.
You know, to just be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right? The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it. And unfortunately, there are people like that. And he has lifted them up.
Once a month, Hillary would go out to Los Angeles. And she did it so regular that it became a bit of an issue trying to, why is she always going? Bill told me that she was going out there, she and a group of women, and she would be a part of a witches' church. And man, when Bill told me that, you could have hit me with a baseball bat. I tried to point out to him, you realize what had happened if that got out? Of course, my job is to make sure it didn't get out. Now, I don't know today if Hillary still partakes in the witch ritual. I don't know that I even know what the ritual was. But for the better part of many years, Hillary would go quite often, whether it was regularly once a month or maybe once every couple of months. She would go out on a weekend simply to be a part of it.
The great story here, for anybody willing to find it and write about it and explain it, is this vast right-wing conspiracy that has been conspiring against my husband since the day he announced for president.
You know, it's so sad that when something tragic happens, that people, maybe out of a desperate attempt to make sense of the world, try to create conspiracies and, you know, act paranoid and all that. But some of it is not explainable except for people who just want to cause trouble.
But you let it rub off you.
Yeah, you have to.
Rose law firm. How do I put it into words? When Bill became governor, I believe the paycheck for the governor was $28,000 a year. Hardly the kind of money that would get you up into the higher earning bracket. Hillary went to the Rose Law Firm. She, Webb Hubbell, Vince Foster, they went there because that gave Hillary, once again, it gave her a vehicle that she could use. By Bill being governor, Rose Law Firm being the lobbyist for all types of major industry, which Hillary would facilitate, they made a fortune.
You know, Tom and Bill have a lot in common. They both have wives who support them in these efforts that they are engaged in, both emotionally and financially, I might add.
The money went to Hillary, not to Bill. So when you try to check out Bill and say, well, gosh, he made a fortune when he was governor, certainly made more than $20-something thousand. That's how they did it. They did it through Hillary and the Rose Law Firm. Got them everything they wanted.
The people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago.
We came, we saw, he died.
Being genetically modified sounds Frankensteinish. Drought resistance sounds really something you want.
We cannot let a minority of people, and that's what it is a minority of people, hold a viewpoint that terrorizes the majority of people.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war. It's no secret that we're going up against some pretty powerful forces that will do and spend whatever it takes to advance a very different vision for America.
The best way to stop Hillary, let me tell you, there's only one way to stop Hillary. You know, it's not going to be Benghazi. It's not going to be the email scandal. I don't think that'll hurt her. The information I've got that has to do with Vince Foster will carry the day in the end. If Hillary is to be stopped at all, that's what's got to do it. That's why they consider me such a threat. Remember, Bill said it, that, you know, when some reporter asked him who was the worst enemy of the Clintons, he said Larry Nichols, in so many words and stuff. There's a reason he says that, because I'm holding the actual files.
From the outset, the investigation into the death of Vince Foster has been marred by controversy. At Bill Clinton and Attorney General Janet Reno's insistence, responsibility for the investigation was turned over to the Park Police, even though Foster's death fell within the jurisdiction of the FBI. Not until his death had sufficiently developed into a full-fledged scandal 7 months later would the FBI be allowed in. The results of the FBI's investigation, along with the findings of the Park Police and coroner, were incorporated into a report issued by Special Counsel Robert Fisk. The report, released June 30th, 1994, confirmed suicide as the cause of death. However, a careful examination of key pieces of evidence taken directly from the report itself indicate a number of alarming contradictions inconsistent with the report's own conclusion that Foster took his life. The official coroner's report depicts a large gaping 1-inch exit wound located 3 inches below the crown of Foster's head. According to Fisk, the area surrounding the body at the park was meticulously searched to a depth of 18 inches, but no brain tissue or skull fragments were found. An FBI analysis found none of Foster's fingerprints on the gun, despite the fact the gun was found in Foster's hand. However, the FBI did make one extraordinary discovery. One latent fingerprint was visible on the underside of the right pistol grip, approximately 2 inches from the base of the grip. This print did not belong to Foster. No attempt was made to determine the identity of the person whose print was found on the gun's hand grip.
There's another story that you have, which is the Secret Service memo. Now, that's where the Park Police officially notified the White House Secret Service that they had found the body of Vincent Foster. And that version, they say they found him in his car in the parking lot of Fort Marcy Park. And it went so far as to say a .38 caliber revolver was found in the car with him. It went into detail saying that there was a 6-pack of Bartle and James wine coolers in the front seat. One that had been opened and he drank it, the others hadn't been opened. It said his briefcase was in the back seat. It's in detail. That story, she can't run away from it. I know people say, well, good God, Larry, that's Vince Foster, that's old news. No, that's a death. Statute of limitations does not exist for that case. I'm not saying Bill and Hillary killed him. I'm not saying they had him killed. I don't know. I truly do not know. But what I do know is they moved that body. They moved his body. Then you have to ask why. Why did they move his body? Because where he died would have been under the D.C., Washington, D.C. police. And had that have been discovered, something would have come out. And that would have been the mitigating circumstances. And that circumstance would have been that Vince and Hillary had a long-standing affair. If that story had come out with the death of Vince Foster, that Hillary was the first lady in American history to be caught having an affair on the president, I assure you, gentlemen, Hillary wouldn't be running for president today.
That is why I am running for President of the United States.
The people want to know Hillary, the Hillary that I knew back here in Arkansas. When she was in the Benghazi hearings, when she said, "What difference does it make? They're dead."
What difference at this point does it make?
That's the Hillary I know. And that's the Hillary that we don't want to unleash on America. You know, I don't care about their little things they do. I don't care about who they sleep with, what they slept with. What I care about is our country and what's going to happen to my grandbabies. So therefore, I'm bound, honor bound, as I know Alex is, to try and stop it. That's what we're going to do, one way or the other. We will stop it. You know, we're incredibly close to losing our country, incredibly, and it's more than just Hillary. It's the Congress becoming traitors, turning us. You know, Washington is just a cesspool of traitors. That's why I have a plan that I plan to introduce, and basically the short version of it, states' rights. Washington has no power at all. It ain't got the power to do any of the stuff it's doing unless we, through our states, exceed that power to them. Where I stand, where you stand, that's the ground you protect, right there. Don't let Washington come get it. Don't let Washington come get it. You take care of it. It's right there in front of you. Say, this is mine, and you can't take it. If we do that, we'll be all right. If we don't, generations to come will never see what we've had. Never. That's my story, and I guess I'm sticking to it.
Rockefellers, come back. We don't want your New World Order, you know? Leave Chile right now. Leave Chile. You are not... You're killing a lot of people! You're killing a lot of people! Leave here! Leave Chile right now! Leave Chile! Leave Chile! We don't want your world government! Leave Chile right now! Leave Chile, okay? Leave Chile! Your family is the most disgusting in the world, you know? Leave here! Leave! Leave! You also, you're a traitor to Chile! Mr. Agustin Edwards, you're a traitor to Chile, okay? You're a traitor to Chile! What you're doing right now, okay? 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 You know everything. You know everything. You're participating with him. You're participating with him in this. Your world government will fail, okay?
I had a friend, Nick Rockefeller, okay, who was one of the Rockefeller family, and he, when I was running for governor in Nevada, he came to me, introduced himself to me through an attorney, and we became friends. We started talking about things, and I learned an awful lot from Mr. Rockefeller. And one of the things that we used to talk about was the ultimate plan of the banking industry, what they wanted to accomplish. And the goals of the banking industry, not just the Federal Reserve System, but the private banks in Germany and England, all over Italy, all over the world, they all work together. They're all central banks, and they're all part of the Communist Manifesto. You know, central banking is one of the major planks of the Communist Manifesto. We talk about America being a capitalistic country, but yet at the same time we have a central bank that plans everything for us, right? And the graduated income tax is another plank of the Communist Manifesto, right? So right there you have two major planks of the Communist Manifesto that have been brought in because of the Federal Reserve System, okay? So the ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is given me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do.
Everything. Everything is in there. you know? And so they want a one world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people, and you become a slave, you become a serf to these people. That's their goal, that's their intentions.
And if you look here, he even tells you this is what he is about. Some people believe we are part of a secret cabal, working against the best interests of the United States, characterizing my family and me as internationalists, and of conspiring with others around the world to build a more integrated global political and economic structure. One world, if you will. If that's the charge, I stand guilty and I am proud of it. That's David Rockefeller telling you he wants this new world order. Well, he didn't say new world order. Oh, so you need him to say new world order. Okay. All we need is the right major crisis, and the nations will accept the new world order. See that?
From 1945 and the end of the war through 1989 and the end of the Cold War, we had a worldview. Republican and Democratic presidents alike, from Harry Truman to George Bush, stood for freedom and stood for certain propositions that would make America strong and healthy and grow the middle class and shrink poverty and stand against communism. And after 1989, President Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order, and instead it looks like we got a lot of disorder. And
the affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
If I become president, I couldn't care less about my company. I want to use that same up here, whatever it may be, to make America rich again and to make America great again.
We are going to win so much. We're going to have win after win after win. You people are going to get sick and tired of winning. You're going to say, please, please, President Trump, we can't take this much victory. Please stop. We don't want any more wins. And I'm going to say to you, we're going to win. I don't care what you say. We're going to make our country great again. We're going to win. We're going to win. And we're going to win. We are going to make America great again.
You have to have heart. You have to take care of women's health issues. You have to take care of poor people that don't have, that they're never going to have a shot. And you have to take care of African-American youth who have never been in a worse position than they are right now. This country has such potential. I love the country. I think we can make it better than ever before. We have to unleash it. People have lost their spirit.
Donald Trump represents truth, logic, and common sense.
His incentive and his self-interest is tied to the well-being of the country that he's supposed to represent.
They love me, I love them.
Get behind the candidate, Mr. Donald Trump, that's going to do something for you. That's going to give you a handout instead of a handout, baby.
A lot of things that he said is true.
Wow.
The Mexican border. And,
you're Hispanic and you're saying that. Are you sure? Wow.
We are here to stay. Donald Trump all the way.
Donald Trump has came up with some very strict immigration laws that would guarantee work in the African-American community.
Well, I just want to let everybody know that not all Latinos are blind.
He knows what money is, where it comes from, and how to make more of it rather than redistributing other people's in exchange for their vote.
Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, to assure the survival and the success of liberty.
We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again.